Welcome to Tentative Title with Tim. This is a podcast about creativity, about process, about filmmaking, and about screenwriting. Welcome to the show, everybody. So today's topic, I wanted to talk about playlists. Now, I don't use a playlist, but I know a lot of people have used playlists in order to help them get into the mood of whatever they're writing, or for actors, they like to create a playlist for the characters that they're playing on screen, and so they have a way to kind of remind themselves when they're sitting on set and there's long hours and they haven't actually done their scene for hours, that they can zone into these songs that they've picked to kind of remind them of the mindset of their character and keep them focused, which I think is a great idea. And I don't know if any other actors back in the day did stuff like that. If they would listen to some song in the car or some song at home that kind of got them pumped up for the day and just kind of like mentally played those songs through their heads. I know when I was acting, I kind of did something like that. I would have music that was kind of in my head that I would have playing while I was in a scene, and it helped me to kind of keep focused. It helped me with my motivation, and as we all know, being an actor is a very emotional process. It's an emotional experience, and so to be able to take music, which is also very emotional, and help that elevate our being to what the character needs for that scene and for that moment is extremely helpful. But lately, I've been seeing a lot of people, writers in particular, who talk about creating playlists for whatever it is they're writing. And I have tried doing this. Like when I started writing, I was very influenced by Tarantino. He had just done Reservoir Dogs. He did Pulp Fiction. And I was like, this is the man. This guy knows how to write a story. He knows how to write a script. And so I was one of countless other people who were influenced by Tarantino and wanting to create scenes of characters talking these long monologues and having witty things to say to one another, and all the style that Tarantino brought to his films. And so I found out that he actually likes to have playlists for his films while he's writing. And so that got me inspired that maybe I could also, trying to use it as a silver bullet, that if I listened to playlists as well, that I would be able to have the amount of talent that Tarantino has, and then I would write a great script that would blow everybody away. But that is not the case, because you have to start with genuine craft and like on the outset, and I didn't have those tools with I hadn't developed the tools, the craft of writing screenplays to do that effectively. So when I was trying to do to use the playlist, it didn't work because I wasn't as mature, I wasn't as focused as I could have been in making something great without having some kind of some kind of exterior influence. Like I thought that I had to fill up my time and my focus with these outside things instead of actually getting down to doing the work. And that was the main roadblock for me, was just like, it had nothing to do with the playlist. It had everything to do with discipline. It had everything to do with just sitting down and writing the damn thing. So that was my encounter with using the playlist. And nowadays, since I'm hearing a lot of writers are using playlists, I kind of wanted to try it again. But I've also noticed that I've been able to create a lot. I've been able to write a lot without the aid of one. And so, why fix it if it isn't broke? And so I'm like, well, maybe I can try it as an experiment. But for now, I'm doing good with what I'm creating. I'm doing well with what I'm creating, and so I should just stick with that. But I have been wanting to try it on one project at least, one project that has no stakes involved. I can just try try it out. But I was curious about you guys, if you guys ever use a playlist, or if it's something like is it something that you always use, or you've never used, or you sometimes use? Because for me, I think it's a distraction. I think it kind of pulls me away from doing the work. But I can see how the benefits are also that they can get your mind ready to write the story that you're trying to tell. And much like an actor, you can like zone in and feel what it is that you want the characters to do, and what the scene's supposed to be about. And especially using like other movie soundtracks to build that tension, that scene, that comedy, whatever it is you're trying to write, that having that music behind it can help with the rhythm of the scene. And with that, I know that there's a lot of writers who put actual tracks of music inside their screenplays in order to be a part of the scene, either as like diegetic sound, or possibly non diegetic, if it's going to be like over the soundtrack. But with that, like I've also tried to do that as well, but it seems I always like focus on character first, and the aid of music, unless it's absolutely needed for the scene, that's an afterthought for me. I do not think about it. I'm like, yeah, eventually there's going to be music put on top of this. A score is good, is going to be written for it, and that's going to heighten what's already going on in the scene. But I've always had the opinion that if the drama is not there on the page without all those without the aid of music, without the aid of like all these other things, then the scene is weak and something more needs to be added or taken away or whatever. But that, that's just the development of the scene and of the script and the process of filmmaking in general. But in terms of just putting together playlists, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Is it something you do? Is it something you don't do? Is it something you never thought of, and now you're hearing it from me, and you're like, hey, that's a great idea. I'm gonna try, making a playlist for the next thing I write. So anyway, that's all I got for today. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're washing your hands and wearing the masks and social distancing and all that kind of stuff. And it's crazy to think that this has gone on for so long, but I mean, there's no timeline to this, so it's gonna go for as long as it's gonna go for until until it doesn't, until we find answers and until we find cures and stuff like that. So anyway, hope all you guys are doing well, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye.